So when this story first broke in Brighton last year, we couldn't have even imagined how enormous this would be. Initially one case that became 11 cases.
You're in a cab. Did the cab driver know that you had been in contact with someone? That's extraordinary.
It was a big national, international, breaking story that broke here.
I mean, I've had emails from the New York Times about this. So that's how big this is.
Just what exactly is the mortality rate of this virus? How fast and how far can it spread? Are we facing another global pandemic?
This was a story that could have been my making as a journalist. And actually, it turned out to be the story that took everything from me. It took my job and a large part of my identity. I was the most expensive journalist on the paper, so they had to cut costs to survive.
Any pinks, really. Anything like this. Yeah, that could work as well.
Yeah, that one.
You know, back in March, it was a whole year ago, I was really scared about the whole thing. It was panic. I had my staff ringing me up going, am I going to get paid? Am I going to get paid? And I'm just like, I don't know. I got a shed at the end. I just wanted to sit there and cry all afternoon. Everyone was giving me so much grief. It was really awful. You know, people's livelihoods were going, and it was difficult. I'm getting emotional now. But, you know, we got the mask business going, and it made everything much better. We wouldn't be here without them. We didn't get the support we expected to get from the bank. And obviously, I'd rather be making suits. Just got to alt this jacket very quickly. Normally, I'd have a part of my team in. The furlough scheme's been the lifesaver for every business in Brighton, I'm sure. Because we don't want to lose staff. You know, I've made some redundancies. Our London store's been shut since March. I mean, it's been closed for a year now. If we ever get it back open or not, I don't know. It might be lost.
In the last 6 to 8 weeks, 3 of my fellow taxi buddies have died on the company that I'm affiliated to, and it's too close to home. I want to be able to work in my town again without the fear of dying, and that's basically what's looming around my neck every day. Dying first, financial pressure second. Money is really important because there's nothing out there. I'm just struggling to get by, but I have to put my health and my family's health first and foremost. If this carries on to the level it is, then I'll probably not see the year out as a cab driver and then have to sell up and maybe do something else.
You know, I know guys are out there doing 10, 12 hours a day and they're earning 30 quid.
It's crucified us. It really has. I gave up at about 11 o'clock and I've only taken 18 quid.
The morale is so low at the moment, it's just ridiculous. It's just not worth coming out.
I don't know what to say or suggest or do anymore. I'm almost out of ideas, and I've turned down fares because people felt they were above the law, saying, well, I don't need to wear a mask.
There was already that slight distrust of journalists, but in that space, there's become all this misinformation, all the anti-vaccine sentiment, lots of people just commenting online in that gap left behind from local newspapers.
Is it the same words? I came into work today and someone had written, don't make this the new normal on my mask image on the shop. He's done it a few times and I've seen him do it on the CTV. I don't mind. He does it in a marker pen, it wipes off. And it's an interesting conversation, I think.
Hi, Alan, are you all right? Alan, I've just received a copy of a leaflet that someone's putting round to a whole lot of residents in North Portslade, and it's one of those anti-vaxxer sort of COVID conspiracy leaflets. It says things like there is no new disease to be afraid of, and the survival rate for COVID is the same as it is for the flu, which is just completely and utterly wrong. And it's so irresponsible. I'm absolutely disgusted with it. Thanks very much. I'm a nurse as well as a counsellor. I've got colleagues who've ended up in intensive care. I've got colleagues who have had COVID and now have the long COVID symptoms. So the sooner we get people to have the vaccine, get everyone vaccinated, get back to some sort of normality, the city can start to recover economically.
I'll have a vaccine as soon as I'm offered it. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm quite happy to have it. I've had COVID, and I'm not going to have that again. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all the hassle that I had of having that, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone at all. And I think we're going to be wearing these for another year, and hopefully we will start hugging and shaking hands and being people again. But I think people are going to be nervous about it. I mean, the British aren't the most cuddliest of people at the best of times, and this could wipe out any physical interaction we have with friends and family completely. I haven't had my mum and dad since March, you know, and I just don't know if I'll ever hug them again. And that's really sad. That's a really sad thing.
There just used to be so much going on here. There was always festivals, events, pride. There was just so much excitement. And there's none of that anymore. And you wonder whether it's ever going to come back. It's all just gone.